I want to thank you for coming back to the table. We're talking to women who ball on the court, on the sidelines, in the WNBA and beyond. Back here now with us, retired WNBA player April Sykes. You can catch her training and mentoring the next wave of professional athletes after a stellar career. Also back with us is Zia Cooke. After playing professionally in the United States, she is now ready to play basketball in China. And Zia Cooke went to the Final Four 3 times before she was drafted into the WNBA. Put some respect on her name, please, and thank you. Learned a lot about getting some endorsement deals as well before she even hit the pros. So, ladies, let's talk about this money, right? And you've all been open in different ways about what money looks like in this league. It is still a given. The women make less than the men. How's the league doing? How are we doing? April, because you're retired, I'm going to lean into you a little bit more on this.
Personally, from when I was drafted in 2012, it's doing a lot better. Just the pay scale, I made probably $32,000 as a rookie. Now they're getting $72,000, and that's before taxes.
So let me make sure I'm understanding you. You made $32,000.
Technically $42,000. $42,000. Drafted in Los Angeles before taxes.
Gotcha. In Los Angeles,
yes.
You were living off of 40.
Yes.
In the city of angels,
yes.
You were making $42,000. Yes. So at that time, do you remember roughly what a male rookie was making at that?
One of my guy friends showed me a check for $120,000 for every 2 weeks.
And that was a rookie.
That was a rookie salary.
And that was a man.
In the NBA, yes.
Yeah. So that's not the case now, but it is very clear that athletes like yourself are going to be making more with NIL deals, endorsements. Let's talk about how, I can't believe we have to say this, one supplements their income when they're a professional ball player in the league. How do you do it?
Well, I had the chance to have NIL for 2 years. So my first year having NIL was my junior year. And when I had NIL, it was great. Like I had.
What is that like? Like, how did that work?
So basically, it's like you just get paid off doing endorsements, really. Like you want to get an agent, start with an agent for sure. Why you laugh?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Still with braces. This is baby face. This is baby face. I
had a lot of endorsement deals, but the first thing that Coach Staley told us was like, you got to get an agent, get a financial advisor, just so you can have someone help you manage your money and then know what deals to have. So it was great for me. I had 2 years of it. I'm still with the same agent that I had my first 2 years. It also taught me just how to manage my money a little bit because I was seeing money that I never saw before.
Yeah.
So it made me grow up a little bit.
Did you, we hear a lot about athletes who kind of like see all that money and kind of go crazy in the beginning, or were were all three very disciplined, structured, or were you like, oh my gosh?
Well, Portia, I didn't have much to work with.
Right. Never mind. April, this does not apply to you. We know you were barely making the rent, right? Yes. How about you?
My first 2 years in the league, again, when I had blew up off the court, that's when that was my first time going through NIL, kind of, because I had missed NIL because of COVID year. Sick. Okay. I was sick to my stomach. But when I got into the league, that's when I was the most endorsed in off the court. So that was big for me. I had a lot of deals.
Speaking of off the court, there's a whole lot of other work that we're doing here, right?
Yes.
You end up modeling. I mean, you really do get to sort of maximize the popularity of being a woman in sports. Is it still a novelty? Does it feel like?
I felt like I was a model before basketball, so honestly, I don't know. I mean, I think when you start off just being a basketball player and then you step into it, it's kind of like, oh shoot, I could do this. But I felt like the opposite.
Gotcha.
Like I was shocked that I got that far playing basketball.
Wow. Let's talk about mental health, because we know in whatever career you're working in, right? Whether you're making what you're worth or making $1 million bucks. Mental health is always an issue. What does that look like in your spaces? How do you manage?
Man, I think basketball it's like 90% mental, I would say. I think sports in general, like for me, I kind of had it my way all the way up until I got to the WNBA. Like everything was going good for me. That my first time coming off the bench was when I got to the W. So the mental health side of things is definitely something that you have to work on.
Because that kind of rocks your bells a little bit, right?
For sure. Especially when you're a competitor and you just want the best for yourself, and you see that you putting the work in and you're not able to get the opportunity, but you just got to keep going. That's just life.
Yeah.
So I think that's super big. Mental health is super important.
And April, I know you are really intentional about working with children in the space, and kids and teens and athletes. Tell me more.
I just think it's important. Being a young girl, I lost my dad at 2 years old to suicide. So being a kid that didn't, from the country, nobody spoke about it. We go to church and we pray. You know, grandma gonna pray, church gonna ask for prayer. But when it gets time to actually figure out how to cope and maneuver in life with it, my escape was always basketball. My outlet was basketball. If I needed to figure out something in my life, basketball was always the answer until I actually got on the other side of basketball not being a priority. I dealt with a lot of injuries throughout my career.
Right.
So when I had to actually sit down and deal with myself and learn myself again, I didn't know myself. I didn't know my purpose outside of basketball. I didn't know how to even just be with myself because I'm always surrounded by people. When you're good, stuff comes to you easy.
Yeah.
A lot of people can attest to that. Few people understand what it means, but more people can talk about it, because when you're just given a platform and you're utilized almost on a spectacle, you don't understand until people start to disappear because you're not of value to them anymore.
Right.
You know, injuries, or you're not the hottest thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I really had to just deal with myself and learn how to cope. Even throughout my years, it wasn't until I was honestly about 28 when I actually started dealing and trying to heal from my dad's suicide.
Wow. I appreciate you being so candid about that and so honest about that, because it's a difficult space to be in, but the healing comes from sharing it.
Yeah.
And so I thank you for sharing it with our viewers. All right, listen, you know we can't have three whole ballers in Studio P and not learn a few moves after the break. Now, I've already told these sisters I am rhythmically challenged and I have no hand-eye coordination. But for whatever reason, they still think we're going to do some things here with these basketballs in Studio P. Stick around. We're going to get some moves on and off the court right after the break.